Story of a close friend's struggle to make it back.
Hard to believe, but nearly 10 years ago, I graduated from here and took with me some great memories, the fondest of which include football and a very good friend of mine, Dwight Hamsley. And I tell you, he could run with a football.
He was like a toreador. You couldn't block him. His feet were so quick. Just had an uncanny ability to read blocks and so on. He would always make the right cut. Was powerful enough to run people over and quick enough to run around them.
With his black high-top cleats and unorthodox style of running, Dwight was almost unstoppable on the football field. But it was something that happened off the field that would change his life forever.
I can remember some psychiatrists coming in and telling me that I'd never walk again. My brother is the one who kicked him out. I didn't believe it, and I still don't believe it now.
A 21-year-old athlete in the prime of his life, all of a sudden quadriplegic. No use of his legs and minimal use of his arms. Well, to explain how this happened, we returned to college, where both Dwight and I are members of the UNH football team. And that's me, number 43, in the lower left-hand corner. And the fellow in the back row, wearing 24, is Dwight.
Well, I think if you, if you had to characterize Dwight, you could call him a free spirit. I mean, there's no question. Dwight had his own way of thinking, and he had his own ideas as to the way he was going to live his life, and what he was going to do, and how he was going to do it, and when he was going to do it.
Now, to give you an idea of just how free-spirited Dwight really was, I can remember back in college during football camp when Dwight would get up at 4 o'clock in the morning when we were all still sound asleep, and he'd come down here to the beach to surf. And then when he was done surfing, he'd head back to campus for early morning practice. But burning the candle at both ends didn't agree with Dwight, and as a result, he left the team.
And I was becoming bored with it, that it was becoming too regimented and everything, so I just felt that I needed a break and decided to go surfing in Hawaii instead.
And it was in Hawaii where his life would take a tragic turn.
I climbed the banyan tree in Lahaina. I had a Bible in my hands. I don't know how I got up the tree with a Bible. I don't know how I got out on the branch, and I don't know how I fell over. But I landed on the back of my head and popped the 6th vertebrae in my neck.
It's been 7 years now since a fall from a banyan tree in Hawaii left my friend Dwight Hamsley paralyzed. And for family members, the road to rehabilitation has been rough, but certainly educational.
I see a whole new life for him, for me, for the whole family. It's changed our attitudes to a lot of things. The material things aren't as important. His faith has been so strong, it reflects onto everyone else.
Now, the football field is where Dwight Hamsley used to dazzle fans, opposing players, and more times than I can remember, his own teammates. But the amazing thing about Dwight's injury is that it never once dampened his competitive spirit. With encouragement from friends, Dwight took up rowing as a form of therapy. And all of a sudden, he was exposed to a world he never knew existed.
I was kind of like complacent. I don't know. So they brought me down, and once I got out of my wheelchair into the boat, got my hands on the oar and got out into the water, it was freedom on the river. There's no hills, there's no potholes, there's no slants, occasional little wave or something, but like I used to surf, and I love the water.
Dwight eventually joined a rowing club, and before he knew it, was selected as a member to the first ever United States disabled rowing team.
It reactivated the athletic zeal in me, and once I started training to row to the Isles of Shoals, shortly after that, I went to Philadelphia and competed in the 4th National Handicap Regatta down there, the Bayada Regatta, and set a course record with Marjorie Martin in the mixed doubles.
Now, beside rowing, Dwight has also become quite an artist. And believe me, back in college, art was certainly not one of his strong points.
I took art at the University of New Hampshire my freshman year, and I got a D in the class. And the art teacher said, "You sure you want to take this class? You don't seem to be doing too well, or you don't seem to be into it." And I said to her, I remember distinctly, before I'm done painting, I said, "I'm going to be as good as Rembrandt."
With 32 credits to go, Dwight is also working on his bachelor's degree in arts and communication. But that's not all. He's also written and co-produced a movie about his life, appropriately titled, I'd Rather Be Dancing.
It's tough. It's real tough to have these legs strapped down, tied in. But I'm learning an awful lot. People over in Japan, they spend hours and hours sitting on little mats meditating. Well, I've been sitting on this mat for 7 years now, and I've learned an awful lot about going slow.
On the night beat.
Watch their step. They must wait until Queen Elizabeth approves before settling on a name. Likely choices are thought to be Annabelle, Charlotte, or Victoria, possibly Elizabeth. We do know the baby has red hair. Hang around.
I think
okay,
I'll
Bill?
stick around. Gee, what's up?
All right, we'll be back.
Okay.
Share it with you right after the break. Finally on the Night Beat, the worst thing about this business. It's when you have to say goodbye to somebody great who's got a chance to be even better. You hate to let them go, but there's no way to hold them back. Bill Patrick is going to the network. He is now a sports anchor at ESPN. Channel 3 has never had a person like Bill who gives more of himself and his talent than anybody has a right to expect. Everybody in this building extends their lasting respect and friendship. But you know, one thing he did was leave us with his golfing buddy, who is also known as Channel 3's Mike Adams. And tonight, with some help from Denise and others, Mike is the guy we go to put together this goodbye to Bill.
Gosh, Bill, I'm going to miss you, but you know I won't forget you, thanks to that beautiful gift you gave me to make me feel like one of the boys. This is what Don refers to as my Syracuse flag. Good luck, Bill.
I think we care if you leave us. We don't care. It's all right, Bill. It doesn't bother me a bit. I don't care. That's all
This
right.
is a message from all your cohorts, your friends in the newsroom, your buddies in sports. You've proven your talent time and again, but now you move on to ESPN. We realize now there are no more Bill Patricks to show us the hoops, the homers, and hat tricks. This is goodbye. So long to a friend. You'll be a fond memory right till the end. And someday, imagine, I mean, just what if you permanently change your first name to Biff? Biff.
Biff.
Yo, Biff! All right, don't call me Biff.
All right, we won't call you Biff. Where is he? There he is.
That's it. I can't leave now. You've just ruined my life.
Listen, if you
I'm
want
staying.
if you want to make a speech, go right ahead.
Well, the only thing I can say, I've never had to do this before, but I just want to thank each and every person who's ever watched the show, ever watched me, ever worked with me, ever worked for me, ever will work with me. I can't say enough about the people that I've worked with here at Channel 3 for the last 7.5 years, because it's without a doubt the most professional organization I've ever worked for. And I just want to say thanks. See you on the cable.
You're going to be down the road in Bristol.
Yeah, I'll be down at ESPN, just 20 minutes down the road, so here's an invitation. Come on down. Anybody who's watching, you have an open invitation to come on down and visit me anytime you want.
Well, we hope you change your mind and come back to Channel 3, Bill. We don't want to rule that
someday.
out.
I'm not ruling anything out at this point.
All right, wish you a lot of luck.
Thank you.
Tell me
Been
one
a
thing.
pleasure.
Who are all these people out here in the studio?
Guys, so where's Ralph Edwards? It's like, this is your life. This is everybody I've ever known, by the way, in the studio. Come on down. Come on. Come on. All right,
Wish you a lot of luck. A lot of
you
luck
so
to
much.
Bill Patrick, and we'll be watching you.
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it.
Thank you for joining Bill all these years, these 7.5 years at Channel 3, and, of course, for joining us tonight on the Night Beat once again. Good night.
He's not running.